Welcome back. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi met the visiting Bahraini King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa in the Red Sea city of Sharm el-Sheikh for talks that covered the bilateral relations, in addition to a number of Arab and regional issues of mutual concern. The details. Welcoming visiting Bahraini King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa in his second country, Egypt, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi expressed on Thursday Egypt's appreciation to the historic ties that bind the two nations and said he was looking forward to enhancing the bilateral relations in various domains. The head of state called for intensifying periodical bilateral talks between officials of the two countries and coordinating the consultations concerning consecutive developments in the Middle East region, in addition to consolidating the joint Arab and Islamic unity and solidarity in confronting different regional challenges. For his part, King Hamad offered the appreciation to President al-Sisi and hailed the Egyptian-Bahraini close and sincere ties, confirming that his current visit to Egypt comes within the framework of the distinguished relations that bind the two brotherly nations, which share one future and one destiny. He expressed his country's desire to support the bilateral ties at all levels. The Bahraini monarch praised the Egyptian pivotal and crucial role in the region as a key cornerstone to the security and stability of the Middle East, plus the relentless efforts to enhance the joint Arab action at all levels, hailing the promoted ties between the two countries in the political, economic and investment levels. In this respect, he called for expanding cooperation and deepening ties with Egypt. King Hamad hailed Egypt's efforts to reach a ceasefire between the Palestinians and the Israelis and issue an initiative to reconstruct Gaza, and he agreed with President al-Sisi with the importance of intensifying international efforts to resume peace negotiations and settle the Palestinian cause in accordance with the international legitimacy and Presidential spokesman Bassem Radi said that the meeting tackled horizons of cooperation between the two countries for the sake of achieving interests of the two nations. He said the President al-Sisi and King Hamad reviewed a number of regional and international issues of mutual concern, including the Middle East peace process, the Libyan crisis, and the situation in Afghanistan, plus the two countries' joint efforts to combat the spread of the coronavirus pandemic. Radi said that the two leaders probed the latest developments of the Ethiopian dam in light of a recent declaration issued by the United Nations Security Council, with the Bahraini king confirming the country's stance, which supports Egypt and Sudan and agrees on any measures that preserve the legal and security water rights. In this respect, King Hamad said that Bahrain renews the consolidation to all the efforts aimed at reaching a binding, just and the comprehensive resolution regarding the dam's filling and operation. Radi said that the two sides held an expanded meeting which was attended by the delegations from the two countries. The two leaders agreed to expand the cooperation with the aim of promoting the joint Arab action and maintaining the Arab security, as well as consolidating the Arab capabilities to confront the challenges and threats facing the region, with President al-Sisi stressing that Egypt is abiding by the stance regarding the Gulf security and rejecting any practices that aim to destabilize it. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi stressed the importance that the upcoming Libyan elections would achieve the free will of the Libyan people and called for uniting the Libyan army and strengthening the Libyan national institutions. During his meeting with the visiting Libyan head of the National Unity Government, Abdul Hamid Dbeiba, President al-Sisi renewed the Egyptian stance on respecting the Libyan sovereignty and unity and rejecting all forms of foreign interventions in the internal affairs. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli and Dbeiba headed the 11th session of the Egyptian-Libyan Higher Committee and witnessed the signing of a number of cooperation agreements between the two sides in the fields of agriculture, infrastructure, and the civil aviation security. Foreign Minister Samah Shukri held a meeting with the visiting Deputy Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Christophe Lotundula. The talks covered all the fields of cooperation, as well as the regional and the international issues of mutual concern. A press conference was held after the talks. Egypt welcomed the United Nations Security Council statement, which encourages Egypt, Sudan and Ethiopia to resume negotiations on the Ethiopian disputed Nile Dam under the auspices of the African Union, with the aim of reaching a legally binding agreement on filling and operating the dam within an acceptable timetable. A Foreign Ministry statement welcomed the Council statement as an important impetus for success in the renewed talks. The statement pointed out to the UN Security Council statement as a boost to the efforts exerted by the African Union to push forward the negotiations, which enforces Ethiopia to get engaged in the talks with a true political will to reach a legally binding agreement. For its part, Sudan backed the resumption of the African Union-led talks during a visit by a delegation from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Head of the National Media Authority Hussein Zain participated in the Eurasian Media Forum in the 17th session in the city of Nur Sultan in Kazakhstan. CEO of the National Radio and Television Corporation of Kazakhstan, Lazat Tansabani, welcomed Zain, who thanked her for the warm welcome. The two sides discussed ways to activate and implement all the media cooperation protocols with Kazakhstan, including the exchange of programs and documentaries. During the tour, the two sides agreed to exchange the expertise between the two countries. Egypt's stock market indices fluctuated. The main EGX 30 index retreated 1.37%. The small and medium EGX 70 index added 0.6%. The more expanded EGX 100 index soared 0.27%. The overall transactions and dealings within the session reached £3.8 billion.